Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your JAYFLIGHT 242 BHS SLX travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. Your awning. Leave plenty of room for that awning to come out. Now on your off campsite, got your slide in at the moment, but of course leave plenty of room for your slide to come in and out. But I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your city water connection, which you'll plug into campsites, is going to be right above your tire on your off camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And your power cord is going to be all the way on the rear here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, we're going to unhook our hitch, and then we're going to level our unit. Your unit does come with a power tongue jack. Okay, night docking light. Should you arrive at night, simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now you can get a little stick on level. While you've got this closed, find your center, put that on there and have someone watch that while you bring this up and down. You do have a manual override here as well. So you can lift this rubber stopper up, and this hand crank right there will get this up and down if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time going down the road. Once we get our unit level, we're going to stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these stabilizing jacks with 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use an impact driver or a drill gun. Just go real slow. You don't want a lot of pressure on this. And remember, our unit's already level. All we're going to do is bring these down until they're taut. You don't want to lift the unit at all with these. They're not built for that. Bring them down just until they're taut on a couple of stabilizing jack pads. Those will protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and a hot blacktop in the summer. Run them down just until you start to feel some type of pressure from your hand crank. Then you'll know it's taut. Get all four of them down. Got our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. Power cord. Then plug in all the way here on the back. Show you how these go on now. So you go in a little bit to the left, turn it to the right, and then put your black washer on. Now at the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to, plug into a 110. In your convenience pack is a 30 to 15 amperage reducer. You can plug into a 110. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At the campsites, we're going to plug into city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water in your fluid in your unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. On the rear of your unit, just to the right of your power, is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back on. Get that on there nice and snug. It's 1 1/8", I believe. Get that on there nice and tight. Once that's on there snug, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, if that hose has been on for a little while, you can go inside and deploy your slide. What I need you to do is get inside and open up your water taps. Get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water running through them. Then you can shut them off. Then you can turn this hot water heater on indoors. Show you that when we get inside. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go boondocking or dry camping and we just want to fill up our freshwater tank. That's going to be on your campsite above your tires. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose, two ways to tell when that's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it up. Once it is full, remove your hose, put this cap back on, and then when you want to utilize this water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That is already pressurized. All right, we're all hooked up with power and water. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Starting here on the camp side. Of course, with your outdoor kitchen area, electric fridge, some drawers, and a sink. Up underneath here is a quick connect LP. In case you want to put a griddle in there. Your awning. Hypothetically, your picnic table's down at that end. It starts to rain. These do have a pull down pitch adjust. Pull down on that. That will tilt your awning and run all your rainwater to one end. Also have a couple outdoor speakers. A vent for your microwave. A safe flue for your furnace. Two things on that. Make sure it's never blocked. And if you are running it, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Again, your fresh water. Prep for a TV out here. In your bedroom in there, you have a TV mount. You can take that same TV, snap it off indoors, bring it out here, snap it on, plug in your cable in 110, gives you another TV for outdoors. Low point drain up underneath here. Entry doorway. Coming around to your pass-through storage with your hitch work in it. Your propane does come with a cover and is on a regulator. So lefty-loosey to open. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Coming over to your off-camp side. The other side of your pass-through storage. On your slides, they have a lubricant that you can put on these wipers to keep them pliable. That's what you want to do to add to the longevity of the life of those. Coming over to our off-camp side above our rear tire, we've got a black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. Outdoor shower, your 751 key will open this up. Your city water connection, your main low point drains for the campsite. The other one was for your freshwater tank. And you also have an extra gray over here for your outdoor kitchen. There's where you plug your cable in at campsites. Spare tire with a cover. You also prepped for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with a piece that goes on here, giving you a backup camera for the unit. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. So first thing I like to point out in all units is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Just to the right of that, side of your kitchen area here, is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking, and you're going to be gone for the day, disconnect your battery post to keep this running your battery down while you're gone. To the left as you come in the entry doorway is going to be your control panel. Here's where you check your battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas. Over here if hooked to electric. Some lighting, indoor and outdoor. Awning control, slide control. On your awning, notice the bottom's white, top is gray. You only want to run these awnings out until that white flap falls down and you can see that brown bar. These will continue to run themselves out and start running themselves out backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out farther than you need to. Run that back in. Well, I am. Again, slide control, we'll utilize that. We'll bring the slide back in. 110 underneath here. A lot of individual touch lighting like that throughout the unit. Get our awning rest away in here and we will continue our tour. We have a self-explanatory microwave. Down below that, light and fan. The glass top here makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Now turn this to light. It's going to turn to red. Hit your spark. When your gas is on, your flame will come on up there. Same thing down here in your oven. Just hit this to light. Hit your spark down here and then set it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light on this. Rock your panel light down and it becomes an oven light. Access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Coming over to your fridge. Turn that on over here. So whatever's white is what you're controlling. For example, this one's the freezer. Keep that at 5. The fridge, 4 or even 3. And then this is a night mode, telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing as much. Please save me some energy. And it does. Your bunk area. Did a great job removing that top bunk and laying that out for you. Come back in your bathroom. Got my lighting here. What I mentioned in here, you have a hand open exhaust vent. Make sure you have this closed before you leave the campsites. 110 with GFCI reset. And you got a little plumbing to maintain. It's all PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. You are bouncing a house down the road. Coming in here, your tabletop will lift off. Remove those legs. Set your tabletop down on here. Put your cushions on top. And that's going to give you a whole nother sleeping quarters. Smoke alarms up here. Over here, you're all prepped for a TV. If you put a TV in here, when you arrive at your campsites and get ready to run a digital channel scan, make sure that green light's on. That's a digital channel enhancer, and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. Over here's your sound system. Bluetooth, AM, FM, auxiliary. I don't know if we'll pick up much inside this metal building.
Oh, I bet.
So indoors.
Yeah. She's at your house.
Built a castle in the backyard.
Now just outdoors? Or none?
But, I mean, yeah.
Touch it once to mute it. Hold it in to shut it off. Again, AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary. Nice little sound system. Come back into your bedroom. Make some lights up in here. One thing I want to mention in here is make sure that when you're traveling that both of your doors are snapped in the open position. Got an accent light here for up above there. 110 on each side and some storage underneath your bunk. Emergency exit window. This is a template for wiring this for solar. That's to let the techs know that behind this is where the access they need to ever wire this for solar. Prep for a TV in here. This is the TV backer. If you push this button forward, you can take this TV and snap it on that same mount outdoors. Well, that about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to close the unit up. I like to normally begin by shutting off my interior lights here. Then I can walk through the unit and see any lighting that I've left on. Make sure your vents close. Come back into our bedroom. Just want to make sure that all the lights are off except for the one that you can control from your control panel here at the entry doorway. Turn our lights back on. And I'm going to say doors and drawers. Make sure all your doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in, especially this entertainment center one. And we'll just start bringing our slide in. Why did you hear that noise? That noise is just the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. Shut off your interior lights and head out. Biggest thing on these steps, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this could catch on it. Set this up and in, lash that in. Before you leave the dump station, in case you want to get in here and check your tanks while you're dumping, make sure that you lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn this handle. You don't want the horror story of your handle coming up and going down the road. All right, if we are out boondocking, we're going to come down here and dump that freshwater tank. Otherwise, we're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable, and we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks, hook up your hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then you have a 10-foot hose comes in your convenience pack. Get there, hook that hose up, and pull your black handle. That's going to be this big one over here on the right. And once that sounds like it's no longer draining, you can open up your entry door and push your black tank button to make sure it's empty. When it is, leave that black handle open. Grab your water pressure regulator again, and hook it up to this tank flush. And as it says, make sure your valve is in complete open position. Hook the hose up at the dump station and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of there. When that's done, unhook your hose. Make sure that all of that washout that you put in there has drained. When it has, close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. Once that's done, take that sewage hose, come here to your bumper, and conveniently and sanitarily store it in there. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to take them low point drains, open those up. When we're done draining, we're going to come back here to our hot water heater. We're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, there will be hot water coming out of there. Let that all drain out. Snap that back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull this low drain down here. Hook up your hitch and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this J-Flight for many years to come. Happy camping.